Hey everyone, welcome to Sanketik live classes. If you want to join live interactive classes, please follow the links which I have provided in the description of this class. Okay, so today in this session, we are going to discuss about Linux and Windows operating system differences between Linux and Windows operating system. Before proceeding into today's session, let's have an overview of what we have discussed in the last class. What we have discussed in the last class. Okay, now I'm going to open the notes. Okay, so in the last classes, we have discussed about who are eligible for this course, what are the other skills we need to learn to get hired. Okay, and what are the demands for the other skills? What is Linux? What is an operating system? And what are the advantages of Linux operating system? Okay, and also what is MS DOS? Disadvantages of MS DOS, and what is MS Windows and Unix? Okay, we have discussed about all these in the last class. Now we are going to discuss about Windows operating system and Linux operating system differences. Okay, so um, firstly, what are the advantages of Linux operating system? It is an open source and it is a free operating system. OS means operating system, and this Linux also supports Python, Java, and other programming languages also. This is a powerful command line interface. So mostly we used to interact with the Linux operating system by using this CLI. CLI means command line interface. Okay, and most of the backend or servers used Linux operating system only. So mostly these servers use Linux operating system because of its easy programming and customization. According to our requirement, we can customize because it's an open source operating system and it consumes very less memory. For suppose if you want to install the Windows operating system, you need at least 4 GB of RAM. But if you want to install the Linux operating system, it requires very less RAM, like 2 GB. Okay, and scripting and automation is easy. Mostly automation is done by using uh, Linux operating system. And here automation is different and automation testing is different. Both are different kinds of aspect we need to remember. And security, mostly most of the cyber security experts will use Linux operating system only because of its security. Okay, these are the advantages, and we are also discussed about what are the disadvantages of MS DOS also. So Microsoft disk operating system. So what is the disadvantages of this MS DOS is single user. At a time we can't use multiple use, unable to use MS DOS. Okay, and MS Fin we had also discussed about. Guys, this is an overview I am giving for the yesterday's. Last class. Okay. If you want a detailed explanation about all these, you can watch our last class video. Okay, all are shown in our playlist only. Okay, next. So next we came to Unix. We have discussed about Unix also. Unix is an CLI. CLI means command line interface. uh, and it was firstly developed by Bell Laboratories. And Unix is like an family because it has some other flavors. Okay. And after that, IBM developed one Unix operating system. That name is called AIX. And then HP, UXHP. That HP was developed one Unix operating system. That name was UXHP. And also next, Linux has some CLI and GUI. Okay. CLI means command line interface and GUI means graphical user interface. It was introduced in 1990 and available to people from 1991. And the Linux operating system was introduced by Linus Torvalds. It is an open source operating system. Okay, now coming to today's session, we are going to discuss about differences between our Windows operating system, Windows and Linux. OS. OS means operating system. Okay. Uh, it will easily understand by taking one small table. I'm going to represent this in one tabular format. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to open that one. Title is okay. I want to maximize the text. Okay. So here I'm going to represent the difference between this Linux and Windows operating system. I'm going to take one table. First one is serial number. Just wait. I'm going to prepare that chart. Okay, so first one is serial number. Second one is Windows operating system. And next one is Linux. Okay, and I will send the live class notes. These notes and this Word document also for the people who are registered. For the registered people. So first one, serial number. First of all, MS Win. MS Win means Microsoft Windows. Okay. It is an GUI. Okay. GUI. GUI means graphical user interface. But Linux has some CLI and GUI. But mostly we will use CLI only. CLI and GUI. Okay. Next, the second point is it is an Windows first latest we have mostly Windows operating system coming to picture in 2008. That is the and the version name is Win 2008 R2 core. Okay, Win 2008 R2 core. Before that, we are having a Windows XP, Windows 7. Windows 7 is more popular. Later, Windows 8 came, Windows 10 came, Windows 13 also came. Okay, so and it is also a CLI. CLI means command line interface. We used to interact with the OS by using its commands, by using its commands. And of course, if it is a if Windows 2008 auto core is an CLI, but it uses some GUI. The percentage of GUI usage in this Windows operating system is 30%. And it has some servers also. So that servers who which are using in this Windows operating system, those are used 30% of GUI. Those are used 30% GUI. Now I'm going to present here. I'm going to write that here web server. Yes, otherwise, okay. Uh, of course, it isn't CLI, but it is 30% of GUI. The percentage. Okay. Next, when come to Linux, it uses TUI. TUI. TUI stands for text user interface. We are going to provide the text for interacting with the OS. Text user interface. Okay. Next, third one. If you want to download an application in Windows operating system, like different kinds of applications we are going to use, like this MS Word, PowerPoint, or any media players, okay, and any other softwares, then the extension of that softwares or packages must be in a .exe format. .exe. .exe means executable file. Executable file. If you want to download anything, okay, then that extension of that application must be in .exe file. So here we have to discuss one more point here. um, Most of the Linux users use Linux for uh, because of its security. Okay, because of its security and open source. So when compared to Windows operating system, Linux operating system is more secure. Okay, we are always saying that a Linux operating system is open source and it is an security. It has some security. Okay, but how it is going to secure? Okay, how it is going to secure? Why the Windows operating system does not having that much security? Why that Windows operating system doesn't have that much security? Because of when you are going to download the softwares or packages from internet, it will also come with some viruses. Not if you want to download one media player like game player, Okay, now we are going to download KM Player in Windows operating system. Then that KM Player application or file will also download some viruses with it. Okay, so we are unable to detect that window anti virus. So these that virus is going to scrap and damage our entire system. Okay, because the reason behind this is it is comes with the .exe file. .exe means executable file. .exe files are no, not having that much security, and they are vulnerable. Okay, so but when compared to Linux operating system, when coming to Linux operating system, it will comes with the .rpm. RPM means Red Hat package management. Red Hat package management. Okay, so here, first of all, if you want to go and download one VLC media player, that comes with VLC.exe, and here it will comes with which one, .rpm. .rpm. Okay, RPM stands for Red Hat package management. Red Hat package management. Exe. Exe stands for executable file. Executable file. Okay, next, fourth point. And in Windows operating system, we need to use antivirus software for security. Okay, we need to use some antivirus like 360 or total security, or any security like that. We need to install some kind of antivirus software to secure our system. Okay, because it is vulnerable. So here we need to use antivirus. And these antivirus are having different types, like some of them are comes with total security, some of them are comes with only a window security, some of them are comes with web security. Web security, window security, total security, both are different kinds of aspects. Okay, in total security it will cover all the entire operating system and web applications also. Okay, depends upon the type of application, and depends upon the type of or cost of the application, the antivirus models will change. Okay, but in Linux operating system, we don't need to purchase any antivirus because it is in secure OS. No need antivirus. Antivirus softwares. But here the thing is, actually in normal uses, we don't need any antiviruses. But in the point, in cybersecurity point of view, If you the hackers want to steal your information, there is a chance to hack your system. So but here, uh, the percentage, I will mention the percentage also. So uh, 90 to 99% we don't need antivirus, but there is a chance to hack. I am not saying that Linux is a completely secure OS. Okay, so 90% it will secure, but remaining 10% is there is a chance. Okay, but when compared to Windows operating system, Linux is very secure. Okay, that is perfect. Okay, next, if you want to purchase any antivirus, it will cost how much? 1500. Okay, 1500 rupees or dollars, something like that. But here it will cost very less. Okay, it will cost very less, and otherwise we don't need to purchase also. Okay, less cost. Next, sixth thing is nothing but, and here it is a Windows operating system is a licensed version. We need to purchase the license. Okay, then only we can get full access. Okay, otherwise it will give, I mean, of course, we are having some free versions of Windows operating system, but is that are not licensed versions. Okay, they are, and it is not a legal way to use that kind of a Windows operating system. But if you want to best, I mean, best operating system in Windows, then we need to buy the Windows operating system, or you need to purchase the license for that operating system. So, and the cost may be around $150 or $200 or $180, like that. Okay, the cost will be $180. Cost may change. Okay, I'm not giving the exact cost. Okay, next here it is an open source, no need to purchase. But here in Linux also we are having some free operating systems and licensed operating systems, licensed OS also. So here free OS, free OS, and we are as I already earlier told that we are having free OS as well as licensed versions also. The examples of these free OS are: first one, CentOS. Okay, CentOS. Now, the I think CentOS is not coming in recent days. They are changed, are they are migrated to Rocky OS. Okay, Rocky Linux. Okay, Rocky by Rocky Linux. So here, these CentOS and Rocky Linux are used for the purpose of testing. Used for the purpose of testing. But some of the users, they are using these CentOS and Rocky Linux for in real time or production environment. Real time or production environment. So if you develop an application for only testing, but if you are using for use that application in real time instead of using for testing, then it will not work properly. It may get viruses, or it may get damaged. It won't work perfectly. So these CentOS and Rocky Linux are they are not giving right now. Okay, CentOS are stopped releasing its versions. Instead of that, they are giving RHEL. Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Okay, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. These are, RHEL is not a free version. And of course, we are having some open source Linux operating system, so we can use it. But why we are going for the licensed versions means, in free versions, we will not get that much support. If you want, if you get any performance issues or security issues, um or whether the voice is not working properly, then at the time everybody wants to take some support, but that free versions may not support. Okay, free versions will not support. There is no one to support. But in RHEL, that is licensed versions of Linux operating system, they are going to support. Okay, if you got any errors or security issues or performance issues, whatever you got, they will give support. For that support, for the support, they are going to charge. They are going to charge like uh, $30 or $45, like that they will charge. So CentOS is a free operating system, and RHEAL is an licensed version that costs around um, $35, like that. Okay, I'm not giving the exact cost. Okay, it will change according to the version. And it depends upon the release date also. A current version and release date depends upon the those factors. The cost may change. That's why I'm not giving the exact uh, number. Okay, next, it is a closed resource. As we know, it is a closed source. Closed source. I will tell you about this. It is open source. So what is the difference between this closed source and open source is, sorry, yeah. So this closed source means, actually whenever a developer is developing the one software or application, he will not reveal that code into the public. He will not reveal that or display the code into the public, because if they release that source code into the public, everyone will watch, and everyone will edit, customize according to their requirement, and they can release the new versions of that operating system. But if they don't know that, but if they don't know that these source code, then they are unable to edit the source code. They are unable to read or edit or modify the code. Okay, so and closure source means, if you want to use closure source, we need to purchase. So the organization, this that Windows operating system organization will get profits, because we are going to pay the money, so they are going to get the profits from that money. But in Linux operating system, it is an open source. Then how they are generating revenue, how they are managing their work, uh, is it a big question, right? So here, Linux operating system is not an it's a non-profit organization. It's a non-profit organization. That means it won't working for getting profits and all. But how they are managing their work is, some of the developers or engineers, they will contribute their work for developing and supporting their Linux operating system. They are going to contribute their work for this Linux operating system. That's why the organization is going to um, work properly. Okay, and here one more thing. I want to discuss. Wait for a minute. Yeah. So it requires very high RAM. Windows operating system requires high RAM or requires more RAM. Requires high RAM, random access memory. It requires low RAM. For example, if the Windows operating system requires 8 GB, 4 GB of RAM, just for downloading the software, but in Linux operating system, it won't require that much of RAM. Okay. Um, so these are the some key differences between the Windows operating system and okay Windows operating system and Linux operating system. So now I'm going to show you which OS requires very less RAM. Which OS requires less RAM. So here, lightweight Linux distributions use less RAM than Windows or Mac OS. Even the Mac OS is also developed from Linux operating system only, but Mac is the purchased version, and Windows are also very costly. Okay. The people who are using Windows operating system, that operating system is not a licensed version. Okay, that operating system is not an in licensed version. Which OS is now I am going to show you more secure. See, security is also Linux is often considered as the most security operating system, most security operating system. And now I am going to show you which is the which is best open source open source OS. So here, some of the most popular and well regarded open source operating system include Linux. Okay, Linux is the best open source OS. So these are the some flavors of Linux operating system, Linux, Unix, okay, Fedora, Kali, Ubuntu. Those are coming under the Linux family. Those are coming under in Linux family. So before closing this class, let's have an overview of what we discussed in this class. Okay, so in Windows, I am going to give you an overview of today's class. Okay, so Windows operating system is an first point is graphical user interface. It uses graphical user interface. Okay, and these Linux operating system use CLI and GUI, both CLI and GUI. And the next one, web servers which are using Windows operating system, they are having CLI and GUI, but GUI percentage is 30% only. Okay, but these Linux operating system use TUI. TUI means text user interface. Text user interface. Okay. Next, the extension of the downloadable file in Windows operating system is .exe. .exe means executable files, and RPM. Here for Linux, RPM. .rpm. .rpm stands for Dead Hat Package Management. And in Windows operating systems, antivirus and Linux operating systems doesn't need that antivirus, but these are not completely 100% secure. Of course, it is a 90% secure, and it costs 1500 because and it is not an open source, and it costs very less cost or minimal cost. And these um, operating system will require 180 to $200 for downloading or installing. Okay. But because it's a licensed version, but Linux is an open source, we are having open source and licensed versions also. For open source version, we can take examples of CentOS, but CentOS is not giving not releasing the their versions now. Okay. And Red Hat Enterprise Linux cost around $35 for downloading or installing the software. And Windows is an closed source and Linux is an open source. And Windows operating systems requires high RAM when compared to Linux operating system. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful for you. And if you like our content, smash that like button. Want to stay updated with our latest content, hit subscribe. Got any questions or doubts, drop them in the comments. We are here to help. Know someone who is struggling to kickstart their IT career? Share this video and make a difference. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. See you in the next one.